Family. People who don't have the slightest idea of how to live nor when to die. Oscar Wilde. I also have family. Matter of fact, I have too much family. My vegan cousin Gil, for instance, is still requesting more vegan options. My non-vegan but meat-disliking sister, Ali, she does not want meat options either. So today I'm going to make my signature cornbread, but I'm going to make it without the delicious ingredients of meat, not meat, there's no meat in my cornbread, eggs and milk. So we are going to have what I call inbred cornbread, because it's cornbread that just ain't right. Roll those credits. Alright, next up you're going to want Thank you. Next up you're going to want to put your cornbread mix out. They have this in fully vegan options. Whatever, vegan. We'll keep going. You're going to take 2 of these and you're going to dump it in. The recipe for cornbread is actually really simple. It's so simple it's on the back of this and not even the big side. You literally just put the package in, put an egg, 1/3 cup of milk, put it in the oven. That is the basic beginner level nonsense. We're not going to be doing that. You're going to take 2 packets, starting things off at double the fun. And then to properly make it vegan, we're not going to put in milk and eggs. We need something else that will bind and also lubricate it. To do that, I'm going to do applesauce. I have Lucky Leaf applesauce here. Nothing but good old apples and high fructose corn syrup. And we're going to dump 2 containers in there. I've been broke to the point where I didn't want to like waste a spoon or wash a spoon. So if you do this, this is how people in Muscatine, Iowa eat their yogurt and applesauces every day. The foil becomes a spoon if you are ratchet. You're going to want to take some ground cinnamon, and you're going to want to just go ahead and zest it in there. You're going to want to take 2 big spoonfuls of strawberry preserves. The difference, by the way, between... I'm going to be honest, I haven't made cornbread in like 6 months. There's mold in that. Alright, hold on. This is why I'm very glad I am a forgetful shopper, and this morning I bought this. More strawberry preserves. The difference between jelly and jam, by the way, is that jelly has gelatin in it, and then fruit juice, and then jam has actual mashed up fruit with sugar added to it. So the more realistic option would be to use jam instead of jelly. This is a proudly non-jelly sponsored cooking show. And then lastly, because there's not enough sugar in this bad boy, you're going to want to take a little bit of syrup, and you're just going to want to smush that in there as well. Careful you don't get too sticky with it. You want to get jiggy with it, not sticky with it. I'm so clever. And you're going to want to take your spoon and just move it all around. And then in a second, we're going to add a little bit of water just to help it all bind down together, make it a little bit more moist. If you have a mixer, you're going to want to use that. Otherwise, it takes a little bit of beating, but don't worry. I need an arm day, so that's how it's going to help out. You can see there's a little bit of lumps in this. You don't want a lumpy-ass cornbread. Each of those lumps is a bit of cornmeal mix that hasn't been fully absorbed into the main juice. So, like... For instance, here, and here, those are big ones. Good. You're going to want to make sure you blend it until it's smooth, because that beats all of it out. And this is where you pretend that you're like a 14th century peasant churning your bowl of broth, hoping your husband survives the war against the English. Again, kidding, I would never be French. And let's just say the 100 Years' War only came out in the French victory because, well, that bitch Joan d'Arc. So next, you're gonna want to take a muffin pan. I use mini muffins because I like feeling like a giant when I eat food. Just go, bah! Put on the Godzilla of carbohydrates. Spray it down with some Pam. You're gonna want to get all the nooks and crannies on this bad boy so they'll actually pop out. Next, take a big spoonful of your dough, or not dough, mix. Fuck it, whatever. And you're gonna want to put one big spoonful until it's about 4/5 of the way full. And right about here is where we should speed this up.
Take it real soon. You know we got what you need, baby.
Alright, now back on me. And then you're going to want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. We're not making an industrial furnace. That's a metric system joke for our foreign viewers. Because everywhere except for, I think, Myanmar and Liberia use the metric system. And you're going to want to put that in for about 7 to 9 minutes. We're gonna call it 8 for short. I'll set a timer. Alright, it's been 8 minutes. We're gonna open this bad boy up. Try not to burn myself again. Like you can tell I already cut my hand prepping for this episode. And we're gonna put these up right here. You can see they are all different sizes because I used all different size scoops. Maybe get a melon baller. I don't know, I'm the boss of you. We're gonna let these cool for about 5 minutes so they get more solidified. They're gonna cook in the cups still because the metal is so hot. And then we're going to lightly pop them out and then try them out. Okay, so next up we're gonna take these out of the oven. They've had a little bit more time to cook. Let's see. Oh, perfect. And then we're gonna go ahead and give them another 5 minutes to harden up on the counter before we try and remove them from their wonderful metal prison. So now with an expert hand, you've removed all of the muffins from the tin, and you have a bowl of perfect, wonderful examples of muffins. No, Zack, where are we going? Zack, back over here, There we go. There we go. Anyway, you have a perfectly formed corn muffin. And it's gonna be delicious and cinnamony and fruity and most of all, vegan. Bone. Mm-hmm.